The portrayal of war in film is often raw and emotion-filled, presenting the truth about such a horrific act. One of the earliest films in American history, The Fugitive, directed by D.W. Griffith, was a silent picture from 1910, which documented the Civil War. Since then, war films have been created by essentially every developed foreign nation, and their messages are often the same: we are the good guys. In the novel Slaughterhouse-Five, the author represents war as untimely, unnatural, and one that incorporates soldiers fighting as a whole instead of separating side from side. Similarly, the film Platoon, released in 1986 and directed by Oliver Stone, shows a darker side to U.S. forces fighting in Vietnam, and how Americans aren't always the good guys either. In the scene where one of the soldiers, Sergeant Barnes, who throughout the film has been more naturally violent than the other soldiers, takes a child and is about to kill them, the audience is left breathless, wondering if someone on our side would be capable of taking a child's life.
What the fuck do you think you're doing? Stay out of this, Elias. This ain't your show. You ain't a firing squad, you piece of shit!
The Vietnam War, which is famous for its violent tactics and harsh geography, is not downplayed by this film. American society has been taught to believe that when our country goes to war, we are the ones fighting for justice, democracy, or, ironically, peace. Although this might have been the reason as to why we entered the war, the tactics that were used and shown in the film represent the tactics that were used within the war itself. The audience, which is mostly directed towards American viewers, forces them to question their prior beliefs on the war and the necessity to go to war. In 1965, the New York Times created a Gallup poll stating that 64% of the American public approved the involvement in Vietnam.
You smoke this shit so to escape from reality? Me, I don't need this shit. I am reality.
With more than 50% of the nation in support, this film questions the reasoning and motives behind the war, forcing the audience to rethink their perspective, as the portrayal of our nation's forces had never looked like this. The film also dives deeper into the idea that most of the soldiers fighting came from low-income homes and are often minorities. The film did an excellent job of portraying this reality, that although the people in power are the ones that make the decision to go to war, it is the men with nothing to lose who go fight.
How come you ain't writing nobody? What about your folks? That grandma you was telling me about? Girl? You got a mother and father, don't you? There must be somebody.
Nah, there's nobody.
You've been smoking too much of this shit, Chew. Gotta control that, bring a man down. I remember when you first come out here to the bush, you was green as that.
The true representation of war in this film is what makes the reaction of the audience all more important. As a society, we have been told that when our nation goes to war, it is for the benefit of democracy and truth. But this film held a harsher reality, representing death and horrific abuse on both sides by both troops.